Imagine you're a TSA officer at one of the world's busiest airports, O'Hare or LAX, and you're processing a sea of standard passports. Suddenly you encounter a traveler who doesn't quite fit the map. In late 2025, a video began circulating that supposedly captured this moment. A woman at JFK Airport presenting a passport from a country that did not exist. The country's name? Torenza. According to the viral video clips, she spoke a language that sounded familiar, yet was impossible to place. And when asked to locate her home on a world map, she pointed to a region in the Caucasus Mountains, where no such nation has ever existed. The story immediately drew comparisons to the legend of the man from Taured from the 1950s, leading millions to wonder if we were witnessing a modern-day glitch in the Matrix. The Torenza lady became an overnight sensation, with theorists suggesting everything from interdimensional travel to a sophisticated social experiment. The footage shows a woman appearing genuinely confused, clutching documents with official-looking stamps from other non-existent countries, insisting she had just arrived on a routine flight. It's the kind of story that preys on our deepest fears about the stability of our own reality. As people followed the digital breadcrumbs, a different kind of mystery emerged. Fact-checkers eventually traced the mysterious footage back to a 2004 episode of the A&E reality series Airline, which followed the daily chaos of Southwest Airlines staff. The original context was much more mundane. An elderly passenger was struggling with a language barrier. Someone edited it, and with some AI assistance and some storytelling, the internet transformed a boring travel hiccup into a supernatural event. This is a haunting reality about how easily a grain of truth can be harvested to create a mountain of misinformation. Today, we're going to peel back the layers of the Torenza hoax. Is this just another case of AI slop going around the internet? Or does the persistence of these types of urban legends tell us something deeper about our collective desire for the impossible? This is the story of the woman from Torenza. Let's get spooky. Hey, spooky people. It's your best friend Kenny, and we are back with another disturbing story. In our digital age, folklore no longer travels by word of mouth. It travels by the algorithm. In October 2025, the algorithms of TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter delivered a compelling narrative to millions of doom scrollers worldwide. The arrival of the woman from Torenza. The story was like a Twilight Zone episode. It began with a video, grainy, shaking, seemingly shot on a cell phone from a distance, showing a chaotic scene at an immigration counter at the John F. Kennedy International Airport in New York. The central figure was a woman, tired and confused, wearing a hijab and clutching a blue passport. According to the captions and voiceovers that accompanied the clips, the woman had arrived on a flight from Tokyo. When Customs and Border Protection officers scanned her passport, the system returned an error. The passport was issued by the Republic of Torenza. When questioned, the woman calmly explained that Torenza was a sovereign nation located in the Caucasus region. The strange part was the fact that she actually presented evidence. Internet sleuths and conspiracy theorists dissected the leaked images of the passport, pointing to high security features that seemed impossible to forge, like intricate holograms, watermarks, and a biometric chip that appeared to be functional. The passport contained stamps from other countries, nations that did not exist on any known map of Earth, like Torenza. The climax of this story was a locked room mystery. Detained from further questioning in a secure holding room, the woman was monitored by CCTV. The story goes that a glitch occurred. There was distortion in the video feed, or digital interference. And when the image stabilized, the room was empty. The woman, her luggage, and the passport had vanished, leaving no trace of their existence, except for the viral video itself. The Torenza incident didn't feel like a piece of fake news. And within days, hashtags such as Torenza Mystery, JFK Airport Hoax, and Man from Taured 2025 were trending globally. The spread was fueled by the convergence of internet subcultures. The conspiracy sphere loved it. Users viewed the vanishing woman as proof of government cover-up, suggesting the woman was an extraterrestrial or an interdimensional traveler whom the Men in Black had extracted. The simulation theory community, which is for proponents of the idea that reality is a computer simulation, claimed that the Torenza woman became a glitch from a beta version of the map who had accidentally loaded into the current server. And then the lost history enthusiasts began fabricating a history for Torenza, claiming it was a lost civilization or a trading partner of the Roman Empire that had been erased from history books only to resurface due to a timeline convergence. The digital wildfire was a perfect storm for AI slop and humans being unable to distinguish reality. The Torenza video is a great example of modern deception, blending real footage with generative AI to create a phantom event. The primary piece of evidence of the Torenza incident is the video of the woman at the counter, but it's edited. It's an edited piece of multiple pieces of video. Analysis of the footage reveals two distinct eras of media: the analog to digital texture of early 2000s reality television and the hyper-smooth, uncanny gloss of 2025 generative AI. The core footage is real, and it's not from JFK Airport. The video is a cropped, retimed, and context-stripped clip from the American reality television series Airline. This show aired on the A&E network. And if you don't remember it, that's fine. I don't remember it either. These scenes are lifted from Season 2, Episode 11, titled Lost in Translation, which was originally broadcast on September 13th, 2004. All of the elements that mention Torenza are synthetic additions. So the specific audio mentioning the country and the news anchor overlays or the leaked close-ups of the passport. Those were all added by AI. The images of the Republic of Torenza passport that were circulating alongside the video are products of text-to-image generators like Midjourney. And these tools are notorious for creating convincing textures, but often struggle with spacing. People noted that the biometric chip in the Torenza passport images often appeared as a printed graphic rather than an embedded chip, which would be a great example of an AI hallucination where the model mimics the look of technology without understanding its function. The viral clips feature a voiceover or dubbed audio. In the original Airline footage, the noise is the hustle of Los Angeles International Airport. In the hoax versions, this is replaced by ominous low-frequency drones or AI-generated news reports. The woman's voice is often obscured or dubbed over with gibberish to support the unknown language story. A strange component of the Torenza viral engine was the claim that The Simpsons had predicted the event. Yes, The Simpsons. This is a recurring trope in modern conspiracy culture. If The Simpsons predicted it, it validates the event's significance in the cultural timeline. Social media was flooded with an image of a Simpsons character. This character was wearing a hijab and holding a blue book labeled Torenza. There were claims that this appeared in a 1994 episode. They specifically pointed to Season 6, Episode 10, claiming the plot involved a traveler from a non-existent country vanishing from Springfield Airport. So, this is another layer to the hoax. The Simpsons episode, Season 6, Episode 10, is called Grandpa versus Sexual Inadequacy. You might remember this episode. It involves Homer and Grandpa Simpson selling a homemade aphrodisiac tonic. It has no airport scenes, no mysterious travelers, and absolutely no mention of Torenza. The screenshot was created using AI. By telling an image generator, Simpsons-style character, woman in hijab, holding passport, airport background, hoaxers created a fake frame that looked authentic to the casual eye. However, a closer inspection reveals the telltale signs of AI art. The text on the passport is garbled or slightly misspelled. The Simpsons prediction was entirely fabricated to lend credibility to the Torenza story. It was a feedback loop. The fake event created the fake prediction, which in turn verified the fake event. The show Airline was a docu-soap that chronicled the daily grind of Southwest Airline employees. It was filmed in a specific era of travel. In the post-9/11 but pre-smartphone world, where air travel tensions were high, but the surveillance of the modern internet hadn't arrived. The clip used for the Torenza hoax comes from a segment featuring a Southwest Airlines customer service supervisor named Yolanda. She was stationed at Los Angeles International Airport. The episode goes as follows. Yolanda encounters an elderly passenger who has arrived on a flight from Baltimore. The woman is visibly distressed, wandering the terminal, and doesn't speak English. And of course, she's not carrying a Torenza passport. She's holding what appears to be a standard national passport that's later implied to be from Saudi Arabia. The drama in the episode is a language barrier. Yolanda attempts to communicate with the woman but fails. Yolanda examines the passport, identifies the script as Arabic, and asks her colleagues if anyone speaks the language. Yolanda calls Miss Borma, who was the mother of a coworker and just happened to be fluent in Arabic. And using a landline telephone passed back and forth, Miss Borma acted as an interpreter. Through Miss Borma, Yolanda learns that the woman is waiting for her nephew, Abdullah, who is supposed to pick her up. The mystery is just a missed connection. Yolanda ends up paging Abdullah, and he is eventually located outside the secure area. The end of the segment is a reunion. When the woman sees Abdullah, her demeanor transforms from fear to joy. She hugs Yolanda, thanking her. The transformation of this footage into the Torenza incident is an act of digital dehumanization. The viral story stripped the woman of her identity and her happy ending. It took her moment of vulnerability of an elderly woman lost in a foreign system and turned it into creepypasta content. In 2004, the audience was to sympathize with the woman and cheer for Yolanda's problem solving. Today, the audience is to treat the woman as an object to be analyzed and feared. This shift shows the cultural change in how digital culture consumes reality. Actual human experiences are often flattened into lore for entertainment. The Torenza incident is a modern remix of a much older, darker legend, the Man from Taured legend, which is a story that has circulated in paranormal circles for over half a decade. It is about a man who arrived at an airport in Tokyo in 1954. He presented a passport from Taured, a country which was located between France and Spain. After being detained in a hotel room, he and his documents vanished into thin air. Investigative research into Japanese newspaper archives from 1960 and 1961 revealed the true origin of the Man from Taured story. He was a real person, but he was not an interdimensional traveler. His name was John Allen Kuchar Zegers, and he was a career conman and document forger. The reality of the Zegers case is stranger than the legend itself. Zegers didn't arrive in 1954. He was arrested in Tokyo in January 1960 after entering the country in October 1959 with his wife, who was from Korea. He had been cashing fraudulent travelers' checks at the Tokyo branch of Chase Manhattan Bank and the Bank of Korea. Zegers had a passport from a non-existent nation, but it wasn't Taured. The passport was a handmade document the size of a weekly magazine that was issued by the government of Nigusi Habisi Galulululu Espirit, which sounds like gibberish. Zegers claimed the country was located south of the Sahara and had a population of 2 million. The name Taured is likely a corruption of Tuareg, which is an ethnic group from the Saharan region. It was likely misread or misspelled by Western writers retelling from the Japanese news reports. The 1960s British House of Commons Archives even mentioned a speech by a Robert Matthew who cited John Allen Zegers and his passport from Taured as an example of lax border security. He claimed to be a naturalized Ethiopian, a colonel in Nasser's intelligence service, and a CIA agent. He claims he spoke 14 languages. The most shocking moment in court occurred when Judge Yamagishi sentenced him to 1 year in prison for illegal entry and fraud. Zegers stood up and self-harmed himself with a piece of broken glass that he had concealed in his mouth, screaming. The gruesome reality is he was a mentally unstable fraudster bleeding in a courtroom. It was sanitized over decades into a bloodless, mystical man from Taured who simply vanished. The Torenza hoax continues this tradition, turning a confused elderly woman into a mystical character. So why do these stories resonate? The Torenza and Taured incidents tap into a deep psychological fascination. Our world has been fully mapped by satellites, and every square inch of the globe is accessible via Google Earth. So the idea of a hidden country is a romantic escape. It suggests that the world is still mysterious, that there are cracks in the geopolitical landscape where magic might still exist. This is often linked to the Mandela effect, the collective misremembering of facts. Believers in Torenza argue that they remember learning about Torenza in school, just as people remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. And this just reinforces this concept of a multiverse narrative. Torenza isn't fake. We've just slipped into a timeline where it doesn't exist. The Torenza incident found its most fertile ground in the Glitch in the Matrix subreddit and similar communities. This is where users share story of reality failures. Things like duplicate people, teleporting objects, and time slips. For this community, the airline debunking is not accepted as truth. It's considered a cover-up. A common counter-argument in these circles is, of course they found a TV show clip to explain it away. The AI planted that chip in the archives to hide the breach. And this is a dangerous shift in the way that we think. These are recursive conspiracy theories. Evidence against the conspiracy is viewed as evidence of the conspiracy's sophistication. The fact that the woman in the video is clearly speaking Arabic and looking for her nephew is ignored in favor of the more exciting narrative that she is speaking a lost language. The Torenza incident is an example of the post-truth internet, dominated by AI Slop. Here, a bot farm uses ChatGPT to write a script about a mysterious passport. It uses Midjourney to create the passport image. It uses a deepfake voice to narrate it. It rips a video from YouTube and auto-edits them all together. The content is fed to TikTok's algorithm, which loves high-retention mysteries. Viewers watch to the end to see the vanish. Then the result is a fabricated reality becomes a historical fact for millions of viewers. Independent researchers have traced every element of the Torenza video to existing sources or AI tools. Yet the belief in Torenza keeps on. The story has become like a zombie. It's dead, and yet it's still walking. The Torenza fake passport incident perfectly encapsulates our existence today. It's a story about a woman named Yolanda helping a lost grandmother find her family. But it was hijacked and mutilated into a story about a glitch in the simulation. The woman did not come from Torenza. She came from the Middle East. She did not vanish into a parallel dimension. She walked out of the terminal with her nephew Abdullah. The mystery was never about an unknown country. It was about language. Yet, the endurance of the Torenza myth reveals a truth about ourselves. We are bored with the known world. We are scared of surveillance and borders and the world's predictability. So we invent places like Torenza and Taured because we want to believe there is still a way out, a door in the airport that leads elsewhere. The Torenza passport is fake, but the crisis of our reality that it represents is all too real. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like and share this video. If there is a spooky or disturbing story you would like me to cover, tell me about it in the comment section or send me an email. My email address is thespookyLawyer@gmail.com. If you'd like to support the channel, you can become a member. For the $1.99 tier, you can get access to exclusive content, including exclusive videos, as well as access to my videos before they go public. I appreciate you considering this. You also support me by liking, sharing, and commenting on my videos, and of course, watching my videos. And I do appreciate you watching my videos. And please stay spooky.